everybody, how you doing? It is 2019 in the fall and it's time to close this bad boy, right? 16 by 32 in-ground vinyl pool, about 5.5 feet deep on the deep end. We didn't want a diving pool because it's just me and Mama pretty much. So we're old. We're gonna do some noodling, hanging out when the weather's right. But for now, we're gonna close this thing. I'm gonna show you how I do it and just sort of walk you through some of the steps. Okay, let me turn the camera around. Obviously, get your chemicals straight. I'm not gonna sit and spend a whole lot of time talking about that at all. You're smart people. So get your chemicals straight, get everything balanced the way it should be, and get the pool vacuumed and get all the debris out of it. I'm a little late doing this because I got a lot of other things going on in my life. But so we're gonna get everything vacuumed up, get all the crap out of it. We'll come back later when the lazy man way is done doing his thing. I'll come through to make sure there aren't any sticks or anything in there. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and remove the ladder, take away the goofy little fountain, get that line ready to go, and yeah, focus on all this crap. I do not have a sand filtration system like a lot of people do. This has cartridges in it. And when the time is right, we'll blow out the lines. Okay? We'll talk about that little guy right there when we're ready. Alright, while the pool's cleaning, frickin' sweep the thing off, man. Get all the junk off of the walkway. You don't want to push that back into the pool when you're putting the top on. So, yeah. Clean off the garbage. Oops, almost put a piece of wood chip in there. And I suppose if you want to clean the bird doo-doo off, then get you a pressure washer. Remove the ladder. Get her nice and clean. I'm just using a submersible pump. Right, it's got a little float deal on here. I'm going to set it on the steps, and then we're going to go ahead and drop the water level below the skimmers and just below the return lines. So we'll let that run for a while. So we're still pumping water, and it's below the skimmer plate now. I'm leaving the pump running because I'm going to continue to filter the water until we hit below the return lines. Right now I'm only drawing water from the base of the pool, and we get to the point where we see water blowing out of these holes, and I've got 3 of them, one there, and then here. I opted not to put any in the stairs. So yeah, we'll get that done, get it lowered, blown out. I'll show you how to blow them out. And then we're gonna put some antifreeze inside these lines as well. All right, go ahead and shut the pump off. A couple of minutes worth of draining isn't gonna make a huge difference. We'll skim the top of the water with a net, and then once this water gets just below those return lines, we'll go ahead and show you how we blow out the lines. I'm going to kill all the power. All this disassembly and stuff will not be in the video because everybody has a different system. We're at a place now where the system's completely shut down, the water's drained enough. We're going to go ahead and just release the fluids out of this unit and let it drain out. And then I'll show you what I did here. So we've pretty much drained the fluid out of the system to include the filter unit. I'm going to go back over there and cap that off. But you'll notice that I put an air chuck on here, and there's a reason for that. We're going to blow out the lines, and I just left it there all season long. You can see here I just have a regular air chuck with a plastic plug on the end of it. That way I don't have to keep swapping this out every year and potentially damaging the threads in here. That is a composite material or plastic, so we don't want to damage that over time. So I went ahead and just put a permanent unit in there, and then, you know, when I'm done with it, I'll just cap it off and we're good to go. If it's tight enough to hold air, it ought to be tight enough to hold water, right? So this is pretty much drained. That's good enough for now. We'll go ahead and come on now, get these plugs back in. Put this on. I'm gonna go plug up the filter. All right, just to give you an idea about my configuration. Right there's the salt generator, okay? This is a salt system. This is my skimmers, and I currently have it turned off because I was pulling from the bottom of the pool. This is the bottom. This is the return line, which means this is feeding water back to the pool, and this particular valve controls my fountain option at the end of the pool. So the fountain's off. The return lines are open. The bottom unit is open, so I'm going to close it, and this one's closed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to force water out of the return lines first, and we'll put antifreeze in the system. We're going to do this by plugging in the air line and pushing air through the system until we see nothing but air and mist coming out. Okay, hang on tight. Go. Looks pretty good. Now, when I disconnect the air, I'm obviously going to shut this valve off. All right, now we've just vapor locked that entire system for the most part. Let's go back and blow out the rest of the lines. Next, we'll blow out the skimmers. Very hard to get these completely empty. The bottom drains are a little more exciting, so let's blow those out. So what are we doing here? We're filling that entire water line which runs pretty much along the side of the pool and then cuts across in this direction with air. Once I shut it off, we'll have an air bubble in that pocket. All right, any pool store sells these things. They have different size threads on them. Okay, my particular pool uses the larger size. Notice I put Teflon tape on here. I'm gonna pour some antifreeze, okay? And I'm talking about the RV stuff here, which you can get just for a couple of bucks at your hardware store. I don't know if you can see that in the video. But this is good to -50 below, all right? Or 50 below zero, -50. All right, that's burst protection. So it's safe for potable systems. And that's what we're going to use. We're going to pour half a gallon down this side, half a gallon down the other, and we'll go from there. Cricket's gonna find him a new home. All right, we're just gonna insert the old gizmo thingy. The reason I put Teflon tape on the threads is you obviously want a good seal, right? Because I don't want the water lines to fill up with water again throughout the winter and spring. Well, actually, it's not the spring I'm worried about, it's the rain we're gonna get now. So that piece is in. I'm gonna dump some antifreeze in right around there, and I'm done. Rinse, repeat. Okay, each of my return lines, notice I'm using a funnel with a little neck here. Let's stretch this dude out. So. All right, we're gonna put antifreeze inside those return lines. We'll plug that one up for the winter. Okay, all these pipes go straight down and they interconnect along the base of this thing. It's about 4 feet underground. So we're gonna have this concentrated antifreeze sitting in the bottom here, keeping that water from freezing and bursting pipes on the ground. Good to go. All about the extra insurance. I'm gonna put half of this in here. All right, folks, that's it. Let's cover this thing. Remember, this is the line that goes back to the fountain. All right, we'll cap that off and seal it up for the winter time. Okay, she's drained, she's antifreezed, and I'm just gonna give it one last skim with the net because there's a dead cricket in the bottom. I don't want cricket guts in my pool. That's right. All right, so I have one of those safety tops here that holds like, I don't know, 1,300 pounds or something ridiculous like that. They advertise an elephant standing on it. Yeah, right. Anyhow, we want to keep animals safe, people safe, so we're going to cover up the pool. And so all you need to do, get the two ends secured, just get the two corners set up, get a helper, stretch this thing over, snap in this corner, and then you can walk around and get everything going. And that, my friends, is how I do it. I'm a little bit wore out, so it's time for some cool, smooth libations. Good luck with your pool closing this year, okay? Why do I use such a hefty cover? See those trees? Yeah, the wind whips pretty bad back here. Not only do we want to protect people, animals, things like that from falling in, but I got to protect my pool from potential debris flying around in the wintertime. So that's it. Have a good rest of your season, and stay tuned in the spring for when I open this bad boy. Yeah.